Welcome everyone to this teleteaching class. In this class and subsequent classes, we will study and discuss relation and function. So, let us start with relation. Already you know about relation in your first year course. So, what is the course in first year? You have already studied product of sets, definition of relation, inverse relation, types of relation, and in second year we study special type of relations, that is reflexive relation, symmetry relation, transitive relation and equivalence relation. Also we discuss equivalence classes. In equivalence classes we discuss partition of a set. So, let us quickly recap first year course. So, what is relation? Relation takes place between two sets A and B. Relation R from set A to B is subset of A cross B, where A cross B is the set of order pair A B such that A belongs to A and B belongs to B. If the relation takes place between two same sets, that is from A to A, we say it is on a set A. In that case, relation is subset of A cross A. A B belongs to R means A is related to B by the relation R. You can give any name to the relation, maybe F. If the relation name is F, it will be A B belongs to F, and domain of R is set of all first constituents of the relation, that is A. Range of R set of all second constituents of R, that is set of B. R inverse is the set of all order pair B A such that A B belongs to R. R inverse is the inverse relation from B to A. R inverse is just the notation, and R inverse is not equals to 1 by R. So, let us take an example. Suppose the set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, B is equal to x y, then whether the set R 1 x 1 y 2 x is a relation. If it is a relation, then find its domain and range, then and find R inverse. So, relation means it should be subset of A cross B. So, A is 1, 2, 3, B is x y and R is equal to 1 x 1 y 2 x. So, it must be subset of A cross B. What is A cross B? It is A is 1, 2, 3, B is x y. So, A cross B is 1 x 1 y 2 x 2 y and 3 x 3 y. Obviously, R is subset of A cross B. So, R is a relation. Here R is subset of A cross B. So, R is a relation. And next is domain of R. Domain of R is the set of first constituents. So, what are the first constituents here? 1, 2. Next, range of R is set of second constituents. It is x, y. You see, in relation, all elements of set A and set B may not participate in the relation. So, domain of R, range of R. Next, R inverse. R inverse is B A such that A B belongs to R. Here R is 1 x. So, we just reverse the order pair. 1 x, instead of 1 x we write x 1 and 1 y we write y 1 and 2 x we write x 2. So, this is your inverse relation. Next, what are the different types of relation? There are 4 types of relation: 1 1, many 1, 1 many and many many. So, what is 1 1 relation? 1 1 relation is that in which one element of set A is related to one element of set B, and many 1 relation is that in which many element of set A is related to one element of set B, and many 1 is one many is one element of set A is related to many element of set B. Last is many element of set A is related to many element of set B. Next is pictorial representation of relation. You see many 1 many element goes to 1, 1 element and 1 1, 1 element goes to 1 and 1 many, 1 element goes to many and many many. It is just the combination of 1 many and many many. So, this completes your first year course. Already you have all studied. Next, we will detail discuss second year course. So, what is special relations? Special types of relations are nothing but relation from set A to set A. That is, in that case, with the relations are from A to A, that means relation on a set A. As per your course, there are 4 types of special relation: reflexive relation, symmetry relation, transitive relation, and equivalence relation is nothing but it is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So, we discuss one by one. What is reflexive relation? Relation R on a set A is reflexive if every element of set A is related to itself. Every element means A should be related to A for all A belongs to A. That is, order pair A should belongs to R for all A belongs to A. So, let us take some example. Set A is equal to 1, 2, 3 and suppose let us take a relation R1. R1, suppose we take 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Now, whether this relation is a reflexive relation or not. Now, what is the definition? Every element is related to itself. So, here we have 3 elements 1, 2, 3. That means 1 should be related to 1, 1 is there, 2 should be related to 2. So, 2 is there and 3 should be related to 3. So, 1 1 2 2 3 3 is there. So, this is a reflexive relation. Now, if the set A is 1 2 3 4, then there should be 4 4 for the relation to be reflexive. Next, suppose we take R2 and suppose 1 1 2 2 3 3 and 1 2. Now, whether this relation is reflexive or not. So, already 1 1 2 2 3 3 are there and there is an extra order pair 1 2. So, we are least concerned about the extra order pair because we have 1 1 2 2 3 3. So, it is also reflexive. We are least worried about the 4th order pair 1 2. Now, suppose we take R3, third example 1 1 2 2 1 2. Now, whether this is reflexive or not. Here 1 1 is there, 1 is related to 1, 2 2 is related to there, 2 is related to 2, 2 is there, but there is no 3 3. So, this is not reflexive. So, for reflexive means every element should be related to itself. Next, suppose now A is an finite set. Suppose we consider an infinite set of integers z and we take a relation is equals to every integer is equals to itself. So, 1 is equal to 1, 2 is equal to 2, 3 is equal to 3. So, every integer is equal to itself. So, is equals to on set of integers is an equivalence relation. Similarly, A less R1 A B such that A less than equals to B is also equivalence relation, because every integer is less than equals to itself. 1 is less than equal to 1, 2 is less than equal to 2, 3 is less than equal to 3. And there are some, you see R3 and R4, A is A B such that A greater than B is not reflexive, because no integer is greater than itself. 3 cannot be greater than 3. So, for reflexive, one element is compared with itself, 3 is compared with 3, 4 is compared with 3, because here the set of integers is z, set of integers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 5, 0, minus 2, minus 3. So, A B such that A greater than B cannot be reflexive relation. Similarly, R4 you see in the screen, set of order pair A B such that A is equal to B plus 1. Now, you put A in place of B. So, no integer can be equals to, no integer A cannot be equals to A is equal to A plus 1. A will never be equals to A plus 1. 3 cannot be equals to 3 plus 1. So, 3 cannot be equals to 4. Similarly, 4 cannot be equals to 5. So, the relation R for A B such that A is equal to B plus 1 is not unreflexive on set of integers. So, next is symmetry relation. So, what is symmetry relation? A relation R on a set A is said to be symmetric if A related to B, then B related to A. That means, if order pair A B belongs to R, then B A belongs to R. That means, if A B is present in the relation, we will search for B A. If A B not present, then we will not search for B A. So, but when R is not symmetric, if A B present, B A is not present. So, let us discuss same example again. The set A is 1, 2, 3 and R 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. This is already reflexive. Whether this is symmetric, here if 1, 2 present, we will search for 2, 1. Here 1, 2 is not present, so we will not search for 2, 1. 2, 3 is not present, so we will not search for 1, 3, 2. So, this is automatically symmetric. And next R 2, here 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 present, we are least interested. 1, 2 is present, its opposite 2, 1 is not present. So, this is not symmetric. This is not symmetric. And finally, R 3, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. Here 1, here R 3, here 1, 2 present, its opposite 2, 1 is present. So, this is symmetric. The order pair which is present, if its opposite is present, then we say it is symmetric. Here 2, 3 not present, so we will not search for 3, 2. So, these are some examples of symmetry relation. Similarly, is equal to on set of integers is symmetry relation. Next is transitive relation. So, what is transitive relation? You see, in reflexive relation, one element is compared with itself, one element is taken into consideration. In symmetric, 2 elements are taken into consideration. In transitive relation, 3 elements are taken into consideration, A, B, C. So, a relation on a set A is transitive if A is related to B and B is related to C, then A should be related to C. That means, if A B belongs to R and B C belongs to R, then we will search for A C belongs to R. But if A B B C present in the relation and A C is absent, then the relation is not transitive. Now, let us discuss some example. Same set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, A is equals to 1, 2, 3, R 1 is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Now, this is already reflexive and symmetric, and this is automatically transitive, because 1, 2, 2, 3 not present, so we will not search for 2, 3. Similarly, 2, 3, 3, 1 not present, we will not search for 2, 1. So, this is automatically transitive, and this is also transitive, because 1, 2 present, there is no 2, 3. So, we will not search for 1, 3. So, this is transitive. And finally, suppose 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3. This is not transitive. This is not transitive, because 1, 2, 2, 3 present, there is no 1, 3. So, this is not transitive. Now, we can make it transitive. 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 2, 3 present, we have to make 1, 3. Now, this is not symmetric. So, this is a transitive relation. Now, consider A cross B. So, what is A cross A? A cross A is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 3, 2 and 2, 3. Now, this is 1, 2, 2, 3 present. So, there is also 1, 3. Now it satisfies all the condition of transitivity. 2 3 2 3 present, 1 2 3 present, 3 2 present. So 2 2 is there. Similarly, it satisfies for all order pairs. This is a transitive relation. Also, this is reflexive relation because 1 1 there, 2 2 there, 3 3 there. This is also reflexive, and this is also symmetry because 1 2 present, its opposite 2 1 is present. This is also symmetry. So we see we discussed reflexive relation, symmetry relation, and transitive relation, and you see R 1 and R 2. These are these two relation, reflexive, symmetric, and transitive relation. Next, we will discuss equivalence relation. So already we discussed reflexive relation, symmetry relation, and transitive relation. Then next is equivalence relation. A relation on a set A is said to be equivalence relation if it is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. Just we discussed the smallest equivalence relation on any set A is equal to 1 2 3, that is 1 1 2 2 3 3, because at least there will be 1 1 2 2 3 3 for reflexive. So it is automatically symmetric and transitive. The largest equivalence relation on any set A is A cross A, that is universal relation. Then these are some examples of equivalence relation. So in the screen there are 4 examples R 1, all the 4 examples are on the set A 1 2 3. First relation R 1 1 1 2 2 3 3, so present, so that is reflexive. Symmetric because 1 2 present, its opposite 2 1 present, 2 3 not present, so we will not search for 3 2, 1 3 not present, we will not search for 3 1. So R 1, the first relation is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. So this is equivalence relation. Second relation R 2, this is not reflexive because 1 1 2 2 present, but 3 3 not present. So this is not reflexive, so this is not equivalence relation. Next R 3. R 3 is reflexive, 1 1 2 2 3 3 present, 1 2 present, 2 1 present, but 1 3 present, 3 1 is not present. So it is not symmetric. If any one of the relation either it is not reflexive or not symmetric or not transitive, then the relation will not be equivalence relation. So R 3 is not equivalence relation because it is not symmetric. Similarly, finally R 4, it is reflexive, but it is not, it is symmetric, but it is not transitive because 1 2 2 3 present, 1 3 is absent there, not present in R 4. So R 4 is not an equivalence relation. So let us take some more examples on equivalence relation. So when we are testing equivalence relation, 2 things must be taken into consideration. One is what is the set, other one is what is the relation. The first example is each parallel to one set of line. So what is your set here? Set of lines. What is the relation is each parallel to. Each parallel to, so that means element of this set are set of lines. So whether it is reflexive, so any line is parallel to itself. That means L 1 parallel to L 1, L 2 parallel to L 2. So this is reflexive. This is also symmetry because if L 1 parallel to L 2, L 2 is automatically parallel to L 1. So this is symmetric. And finally transitive, if L 1 parallel to L 2, L 2 parallel to L 3, then it is automatically L 1 parallel to L 3. So this is transitive. Next is each perpendicular to same set of lines. So no line is perpendicular to itself. So this is not reflexive, and it is symmetric because if L 1 is perpendicular to L 2, then L 2 is also perpendicular to L 1. So this is symmetry. Next, whether it is transitive, L 1, a line, L 2 is perpendicular to L 2, L 1 is perpendicular to L 2, and L 2 is again perpendicular to L 3. Then L 1 is not perpendicular to L 3. This is of course in 2D, not in 3 dimensional. So this is not transitive. And the third one is congruent to. On set of triangle, any triangle is congruent to itself. So, it is reflexive, and if a triangle ABC is congruent to DEF, it is then DEF is also congruent to ABC. So, this is symmetric and transitive. If ABC is congruent to DEF and DEF congruent to PQR, then ABC is also congruent to PQR. Is a factor of. So, is a factor of on set of integers. So, when we will test for reflexive, that means every integer should be a factor of itself. 6 is a factor of 6, 5 is a factor of 5, minus 1 is a factor of minus 1. So, this is reflexive. Now, this is not symmetric, because if 3 is a factor of 6, 6 is not a factor of 3. So, this is not symmetric. Then transitive. If x is a factor of y, y is a factor of z, automatically x is a factor of z. So, that means if 3 is a factor of 6, 6 is a factor of 18, then 3 is also a factor of 18. So, this is transitive. Now, is equal to, it is automatically reflexive, and symmetric we have already discussed, and transitive, if A is equal to B, B is equal to C, then automatically A is equal to C. So, this is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Then is brother of on the set of people. Now, here he said this set of people is the brother of. No one is the brother of himself. So, this is not reflexive. But if x is the brother of y, y is brother of x. Ramo is the brother of Samo, Samo is also the brother of Ramo. So, this is symmetric, and it is also transitive. If x is the brother of y, y is also brother of z. So, this is transitive. Is the same as, it is left to you, it is actually reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So, among these 7 relations, so this is an equivalence relation, because it is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. This is also equivalence relation, and this is also equivalence relation, and this is also equivalence relation. Now, there is one more important example of equivalence relation, congruence modulo relation. So, what is congruence modulo relation? Congruence modulo relation is defined on this set of integers, that is A congruent B mod n, where AB belongs to Z, n is positive integer. So, A minus B, this means A minus B is divisible by n. So, which integer is congruent to 1 mod 3? So, what will be the value of A? What will the value of A? When A is equal to 1, 1 minus 1, 0, 0 is congruent to 3, and if A is equal to 4, then 4 minus 1 is equal to 3, 4 minus 1 is divisible by 3. So, 1 is congruent to 4, but 1 cannot be congruent to 5, because 1 minus 5 is equal to minus 4. Actually, 1 is congruent to infinite set of integers 1, 4, 7. So, that is you can written in the note. So, today we discussed relation, reflexive relation, symmetry relation and transitive relation and equivalence relation. Equivalence relation is nothing but which is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Also, we discussed some examples of equivalence relation, and one important example also congruence modulo relation on Z. So, what is actually congruence modulo is, again we will discuss A congruent B mod n on set of integers, where A, B are integers, n is greater than or equal to 1. So, what is the meaning of congruence modulo relation? A minus B is divisible by n. So, A is congruent to 1 mod 3, then what will be the value of A? So, what are the integers which are congruent to 1? Now, if you put 1 here, 1 minus 1 is 0. So, 0 is divisible by 3. If you put instead in place of A 4, then 4 minus 1 3, that is also divisible by 3. Now, if you put 7, 7 minus 1 is 6, 6 is divisible by 3. If you put minus 2 minus 1, that is my plus 3 also divisible by 3. So, actually A is congruent to 1 is congruent to infinite set of integers. 1 is congruent to A and A value is infinite. So, 1 is congruent to 1, 4, 7 to 10, minus 2, minus b. Actually, you see there are between any two integers, the difference is always multiple of 3. If it is mod 3, the difference will be multiple of 4. If it is mod 5, the difference will be multiple of 5. Now, suppose you want to find out set of integers which are congruent to minus 2 mod 3. Then this will be also 1, because 1 minus of minus 2 it is 3, then again 7, then you can 7 is also congruent to minus 2. So, 7 minus of minus 2 it is 9, 9 is also divisible by 3. So, you will get the same set. Similarly, if you consider 4, again you will get the same set, that means 4 will be congruent to the same set of integers. Now, so this is about your congruence modulo relation meaning. So, this is congruence modulo relation is defined on set of integers. Now, you see the note, any integer or element of this set 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, that infinite set is congruent to the same set of numbers mod 3. Now, we will prove that this congruence modulo relation on set of integers is an equivalence relation. That means, we will prove that the relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Now, suppose R denotes congruence modulo relation. So, reflexive means we have to show every A should be related to A for all A, because A minus A is 0, 0 is divisible by n. So, automatically A will be congruent to A mod n, so which implies A R A. So, the relation R is reflexive. Next is symmetry. For symmetry, we have to take A R B, that means A should be A is related to B and we will show B related to A. A R B means A is congruent to B mod n. So, A is congruent to B mod n means A minus B is divisible by n, which implies B minus A is also divisible by n. So, because if 6 is divisible by 3, automatically minus 6 is also divisible by 3. So, A minus B is divisible by n implies B minus A is also divisible by n. So, B is congruent to A mod n, so implies B R A. So, A R B implies B R A. So, the relation is symmetric, and the next we will prove the relation is transitive. That means, we consider A R B and B R C, where A B C are integers, we will prove that A R C. So, A R B and B R C, that means A is congruent to B mod n and B is congruent to C mod n. We will prove that A is congruent to C mod n. So, A is congruent to B mod n means A minus B is divisible by n, and B is congruent to C mod n means B minus C is divisible by n. That means, A minus B by n some integer and B minus C by n is also some integer L. A minus B by n is equal to K and B minus C by n is equal to L. Now, so the next step, A minus B, n will be multiplied, A minus B will be n K and B minus C will be n L. So, A minus C will be n into K plus 1. So, A minus C is divisible by n. So, that means, the relation congruence modulo is one equivalence relation. So, last step I am again solving here. A is congruent to B mod n and B is congruent to C mod n. That means, A minus B is divisible by n. So, A minus B by n is equals to K and B minus C by n is equals to L. So, A minus B will be n K and B minus C will be n L. Now, if you add, then A minus C will be n into K plus L, which I have already explained to you. So, A is congruent to C mod n. So, that means, if A is congruent to B mod n and B is congruent to C mod n, then A is congruent to C mod n, then the relation is transitive. So, we proved that congruence modular relation is an equivalence relation on set of integers. Now, after this we will discuss equivalence class. So, what is, because without equivalence relation we cannot have equivalence class. So, what is equivalence class? Equivalence class is nothing like a partition. Equivalence class is nothing but a partition. So, first of all we should know what is partition of a set. So, partition means, for example, you take set of class 12 science students, set of class 12 science students. Suppose there are 3 sections A, B, C. Each section A, set of students of section A, B denotes set of students of section B, and C set of students of section C. Then obviously all are non-empty and each there are no student common in any 2 sections. And union is set of class 12 science student, that is sample space. So, instead of A, B, C, suppose we take A1, A2, A3, then A1 will be non-empty, A2 will be non-empty, A3 will be non-empty, A1 intersection A2 not equal to phi, A2 intersection A3 not equal to phi, and union of all the sets A1, A2, A3 is the sample space or the universal set A. So, what is the definition of partition of sets? This collection of sets AI, a set of partitions, if each AI is non-empty, intersection of any 2 AI is phi, it is disjoint, and union of AI is equals to the whole set A or S, whatever you can take. Now, there are some examples. You see the set A is equal to 1, 2, 3. First example 1, 2, 3, set 1 and set 2, 3. This is a partition because the union is set A and the 2 sets are disjoint. And second example, there are 3 example set containing singleton set containing 1, singleton set containing 2, singleton contains set containing 3. This is also a partition, satisfy condition of partition, but third one is not a partition because there is 1, 2, 2, 3, 2 is common. So, this is not an example of partition. Finally, equivalence class. Actually, this is the most important concept which is related to equivalence relation, because without equivalence relation we cannot have equivalence class. So, let R is an equivalence relation on a set A. The equivalence class A belongs to A is the set of elements of A which are related to by the relation R. So, for equivalence class we have to take an equivalence relation and we find equivalence class of elements of this set A. So, equivalence class of A means the elements which are related to A. If A is any set, R is an equivalence relation on the set A, then equivalence class of A is written in the square bracket A, where that means every element which are related to A is constitutes equivalence class. So, what is equivalence class? Set of elements of A which are related by the relation R. Now, let us take some example. So, we consider the same set A is equal to 1, 2, 3. Now, this is R1. So, we find equivalence class in case of R1. So, I have already discussed that without equivalence relation we cannot have equivalence class. So, first of all, whether this is equivalence relation or not, this is equivalence relation, and we have already discussed this is smallest equivalence relation. So, and what are the elements of the set? A is 1, 2, 3. So, what is we find equivalence class of 1 first. So, it is denoted in the square bracket in this notation. So, what is equivalence class of 1? the set of elements of set A which are related to 1 by the relation R. Here 1 is related to 1. So, equivalence class of 1 is singleton set 1. Similarly, what is equivalence class of 2? 2 is related to 2, 2 is not related to any other element. So, equivalence class of 2 is 2. Similarly, equivalence class of 3 is, it is 3 is related to 3. So, what are the number of equivalence classes here? Here we have 3 equivalence classes and each containing singleton element. Now, you see the second example R 2. So, what are the equivalence classes? You see R 2 is not an equivalence relation. So, there is no equivalence class, not an equivalence relation. And finally, R 3, this is universal relation, it contains all the order pairs and already discussed this is also equivalence relation. So, what is equivalence class of 1? Equivalence class of 1 means the elements which are related to 1. 1 is related to 1, 1 is related to 2, also 1 is related to 3. 1 is related to 3. So, again equivalence class of 2, 2 is related to 1, 2 is related to 2, 2 is related to 3. We get the same set, and this is also, if you can find out, you can test equivalence class of 3 is also the same set 1, 2, 3. That means, here there is only one equivalence class, that is set 1, 2, 3, because equivalence class of 1 is equals to equivalence class of 2 is equal to equivalence class of 3. This is, you see here there are 3 equivalence classes and their union is set A, and all the equivalence classes are disjoint, and here there is a single equivalence class and automatically that union is equal to A. So, there is the 2 important points you have to remember. 2 equivalence classes are either equal or disjoint, that means equal, and their union is the whole set A, that means equivalence classes forms a partition of the set. And another important point is, if A belongs to, A is a member of equivalence class of B, then equivalence class of A is equals to equivalence class of B, because 1 is congruent to 1, 4, 7 minus 2 minus 5, that means 1, 4, 7, 2, 5 minus 2 minus 5 are members of the equivalence class, and all the equivalence classes 1, 4, 7 minus 2 all are equal. So, this we have just explained in the blackboard, some examples of equivalence class. Next, equivalence classes forms a partition. This is another very important example, that without equivalence classes form a partition, that means any equivalence relation form say equivalence classes. Any equivalence relation gives rise to equivalence classes, and equivalence classes forms a partition. Here the equivalence relation is congruence modulo relation 3. So, let R be the relation A B such that A congruent be mod 3 on set of integers. What we have to prove? Congruence modulo 3 relation partitions or decomposes the set Z into disjoint equivalence classes. Already we have discussed that equivalence classes are disjoint. So, we have to prove that here the congruence modulo relation on set of integers modulo 3 decomposes or partitions into disjoint equivalence classes. So, we will use blackboard for this. So, what is the relation? Relation is A congruent B mod 3, A congruent B mod 3. We have already proved that congruence modulo relation A congruent B mod n is an equivalence relation. Here n is equal to 3. This is an equivalence relation. So, what is the set? This is on the set of integer 0 plus minus 1, and we will find equivalence classes. So, we will find equivalence classes of 0. You may think there are infinite number of equivalence classes, but it is not that. We see that. So, what is equivalence class of 0? A such that A is congruent to 0 mod 3. So, integers which are congruent to 0, mod 3. So, what will be the value of A? Value of A may be 0, 0 minus 0 is divisible by 3, A may be 3, 3 minus 3 is divisible by 3, 3 minus 0, and A may be 6, 6 minus 0 is divisible by 3. Also negative integers minus 3 minus 0 is divisible by 3. What you have to see? You have just check A minus 0 is divisible by 3. So, value of A will be 0 or plus minus 3 or plus minus 6 like this. That is, it is of the form 3k, where 3k belongs to Z. So, set of integers of the form 3k, 3k plus 1. So, next we will find equivalence class of 1. So, what is equivalence class of 1? Set of integers which are congruent to 3. So, that means we have to find the value of A such that A congruent to 1 mod 3. That means, A minus 1 is divisible by 3. A minus 1 is divisible by 3. So, what will be the value of A? Value of A is 1, 1 minus 1 0, 0 is divisible by 3. Also it can be 4, 4 minus 1 is divisible by 3. Also it can be 7, it was already discussed in previous slides. 7, 10, minus 2, minus 5, etc. You see, here is congruence modulo 3, and the difference between any two integers, in this case also in this case, it is always multiple of 6. So, if it is mod 4, then the difference will be always multiple of 4. If the mod 5, then it is always the difference will be multiple of 5. So, here what are the integers? Set of integers 1, 4, 7, minus 2, minus 5 like this. It is integer of the form 3k plus 1. Similarly, equivalence class of 2 is A congruent to mod 3. That means, set of integers which are congruent to mod 3. So, what will the value of A? A may be 2, 2 minus 2 is divisible by 3, A minus 2 is divisible by, so 5 minus 2, 2 minus 2, 0 is divisible by 3, 5 minus 2 is divisible by 3, and you will get integers of the form 2, 5, 8, minus 1, minus 4 like this, and these are the integers of the form 3k plus 2, k belongs to Z. So, here we have got 3 equivalence classes. You may also think, why not we calculate equivalence classes of 3? Why not equivalence classes of 4? Equivalence classes of 3, automatically 3 is a member of the equivalence classes. So, equivalence classes of 0 is equals to 3 is equals to 6, because all are members of this equivalence classes. So, equivalence classes of 0 is equals to equivalence classes of 3, equivalence classes of 6. Also you can check A congruent to 3 mod 3, value of A will be 3, 0. So, you will get the same set. Similarly, equivalence class of minus 3 like this. Similarly, equivalence class of 1, if you can find, you can check, it will be 1, you will get the same set. 7, equivalence class of minus 2, minus 5, and if you find equivalence class of 5, it will also be the same set, because 5 is an element of the equivalence class. of 2. So, equivalence class of 5 and equivalence class of 2 will always be equal, and you can also check that. So, equivalence class of 5 is equal to equivalence class of 8, that is also equivalence class of 2, 11, like this. So, although it seems that there are infinite integers and we have infinite number of equivalence classes, there is only 3 equivalence classes, that is 0, 1 and 2. Equivalence classes 0, equivalence classes 1 and equivalence classes 2. All other equivalence classes, either it is equal to 0 or it is equals to 1 or it is equals to 2. So, and their union is the whole set Z, and all are disjoint from each other. So, congruence modulo 3 relation partitions or decompose the set Z into disjoint equivalence classes. Now, you see the remark. So, if the case is A congruent B mod n, what will be the number of equivalence classes? If it is mod 3, then there are 3 equivalence classes 0, 1, 2. If it is mod 4, then there will be 3 equivalence classes 0, 1, 2, 3. So, if it is mod 5, then there will be 4 equivalence classes 0 to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If there are n equivalence classes, then the equivalence classes are equivalence class 0, equivalence class 1, equivalence class 2, equivalence class n minus 1. So, this example actually what we have shown, any equivalence relation gives rise to equivalence class, and equivalence class is nothing but partition of a set. And in this slide, here the converse one, that means last example we have seen that any equivalence relation gave an partition, gave an equivalence class, and that is nothing but a partition. And this example shows that any partition also gives rise to equivalence relation. And now, this is an example on the same set A is equals to 1 to 3. So, we find, so we have example, we find number of equivalence relation on this set A 1, 2, 3. In the left hand side we have various partitions, and in the right hand side there are various relations corresponding to the partition. So, first one is actually the set 1, 2, 3. Set 1, 2, 3. This is a partition, this can also be a partition of the set. So, what is the corresponding equivalence relation? 1 can be related to 1 because 1 is there, then 1, 2, then 1, 3, then 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. Similarly, 3 can be related to 3, 1, 3, 2. All elements are related to each other. So, this is a corresponding partition, this is a corresponding equivalence relation. So, corresponding to partition 1, 2, 3, there is another, that is equivalence relation R, that is universal relation. Similarly, other examples are there. Second example, set 3 partitions, there are 3 sets 1, 2, 3, and the corresponding equivalence relation is smallest equivalence relation 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and you can also verify that. And the third example, that 1, 2, 3. So, there are other 3 examples you can also verify. And finally, there are some problems, you try this, so that number of equivalence relation on this set. There are and question 2 says equivalence relation on this set 1, 2, 3 containing 1, 2 and 2, 1 is 2. So, other problems are there, you try these problems, and there is up to 7, there are 7 problems. So, for this, for the homework, you try your other problems in your textbook, and if any doubt you can ask me. So, what we have discussed today? So, we have discussed about relation. Relation is nothing but subset of A cross B, and special relations are defined on this set A, and then we have discussed special relation like reflexive relation, symmetry relation, and transitive relation. Equivalence relations are nothing but the relations which are reflexive, symmetric and transitive. We discussed some examples of equivalence relation and also we discussed important example equivalence relation and finally, we discussed equivalence class and partition of a set. You go through the subject. Next class we will discuss function. So, thank you again.